tried hard to make you see all that you are is all that I need. I know that it's a secret and I gotta keep it, but I want the lights on. Yeah, I want the lights on. And I don't wanna run away anymore. Leave the lights on, leave the lights on. I know that it's innocent. Remember, all we did was scared from each other. But the night was warm, we were both young. All around, the wind blows, we would only hold on to let go. Blow a kiss, fire a gun, we need someone to lean on. Blow a kiss, fire a gun, we need someone to lean on. Blow a kiss, fire a gun, we need someone to lean on. Blow a kiss, fire a gun, oh, we need somebody to lean on. What will we do when we get old? Will we walk down the same road? Will you be there by my side, standing strong as the waves roll over? When the nights are long, longing for you to come home. All around, the wind blows, we would only hold on to let go. Blow a kiss, fire a gun, we would need someone to lean on. Blow a kiss, fire a gun, all we need is somebody to lean on. Blow a kiss, fire a gun, we would need someone to
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, guys. We'll be beginning in around 3 to 5 minutes. Apologies for the technical hiccups yet again. We're figuring this streaming thing out as we go ourselves. YouTube throwing a couple of curveballs at us this week, but hey, nothing we can't handle as long as we have you guys here with us to encourage and support us. So hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Again, we'll be beginning in 5 minutes. In the meantime, make sure you guys hit that like button, especially if you guys want Krisha on here today. Do you guys want Krisha on here today? If so, try and get us up to, hey, we're going to lower the bar today. 25 likes within the next 5 minutes, and we'll go ahead and have Krisha on here today with us as well.
think I had it alright. How I lived was how I should. I never took the time to lay my heart on the line. Straight, it's so far from that line. I never listened to the words that were written in your songs. I never want to let you down. I never want to let you go. Getting tired.
Alright guys, so 2 minutes left and looks like we're not going to hit the 25 like mark, so even though Krisha is right here with me, I'm going to have to ask her to leave because clearly no one wants Krisha on the stream today, and I can't understand who needs Krisha when you guys got Sean, right? So unfortunately, Krisha, I'm rushing over here. You're going to have to leave. I'm going to have to roll you out of the camera view. Nobody wants you, Krisha. But if you guys do want to change your mind, you guys have 2 minutes to change your mind. Jesus, the likes are ticking up. They're at 22 now. It's pumping. The likes are pumping. Oh my god, it's a breakout. Oh, 23. Is it going to break out? Is it going to close? Are we going to have a 25 like candle close by the 2 minute candle close mark? Oh my god, it's going to happen. Oh, we've hit 25, but is it going to close there? Okay, we got to add it, make it a little bit more dynamic, guys. It's got to be the likes minus dislikes, right? So currently we're still sitting at 25 minus 2, that's 23. Oh my god, there we go. It looks like the Tenkin has cleared the highs, and unlike moving averages, once the highs are cleared, once we make a new Tenkin high, the Tenkin stays there, Krisha.
We got a bullish TK.
Oh my god, it's a 29 too. Jesus. Wow, people really want you, right? And I thought they
they enjoyed the Sean Dexter Mango show.
No, but clearly not. I really had a moment over there, but it doesn't seem like it.
Almost.
In 39 seconds.
Almost. Hey, Karuna.
Karina is in here too.
Even we are impatient right now. We want to jump right in.
Oh, markets are looking so good today. Made some Bitcoin buys.
Green.
Should we start now? Because I don't think we're gonna close underneath 25. I was excited to have you rolled off the stage.
Ready. Are you guys ready? Let's do this.
Oh wow, and Wolvie's in here too. He's got us in the background though. Wolvie, this is not a stream. you want in the background because boom, Krisha is going to be leading the show today, guys. Good morning. My name is Sean Dexter, and her name is... What's her name again?
What's my name again? What's my name again? What's up, you guys? Welcome to the Mango Treehouse. Of course, my name is Krisha, and well, welcome.
Where we teach you guys how to trade the stress-free way, the easy way, the mango way. I really want to emphasize that. Why? Because we've been doing this now for years, and it's allowed us to live a life that I think a lot more people need to be aware of, right? Where you can be capturing the big wins while also enjoying the rest of your day, doing the things you love, right? For example, most recently we talked about how Mauk, one of our favorite Mongolians, he's been with the seed program too now for almost a year. He just PM'd us at his most busy phase of his life, busiest phase of his life, right, where he's commuting 2 hours to work, 2 hours back from work, and he's had his most successful gains ever. $25,000 in 20 days at the age of 20 to 22. A lot of 20s in there. And like closing out the year too at 2021. So Mauk, making those $20,000 gains at that age, I remember that would have been huge.
Yeah.
Jesus, right? At least for me too. Remember, guys, I was freaking janitor at that age, and to see these kids like Ollie, Mauk do so well, man, it's humbling. It's humbling because it just makes me wonder how far can they really get by the time they're my age. It's because time compounds, right? Financial gains compound with time. But so again, massive shout out to you, Mauk. The younglings are definitely showing us how it could have been done, right? That's what I think back to that age, when I was that age, and I was so clueless about everything. And then I see guys like Ollie and Mauk, and they know so much more than I did at that age. It's so good stuff, guys.
It's good. Start early
stuff.
if you guys can. Always implore everyone to just, start early. So here we are, Sean. Bitcoin USD. I'm supposed to be leading this, which I will be leading this. However, I am sitting on Sean's setup right now, so I'm gonna be a bit rusty. Okay, so here we are, Bitcoin USD on the daily time frame. Now, yesterday, Sean, I had posted something in the Discord chat. I told you guys that, hey, you know what? If Bitcoin actually takes out this wick high right here, which comes in at around 63.7k.
You may want to switch the chart.
Oh, that's right. See, I'm already rusty. Okay, there we go. Charts.
Boom.
Charts. Okay, there we go. So yes, yesterday on the Discord, I'm not sure if you guys, those of you who are on the Discord, if you're not on the Discord, well, what the hell are you waiting for? Join in. So on the Discord, I had mentioned that if Bitcoin actually takes out 63.7k, that's going to be a bullish freaking note. And Sean, notice this. We managed to take that wick out, and I think it's looking good. And what I was looking at that point, now I did not bring up the pattern play. I'm like, you know what? It's too premature, but let's wait on it, right? I was looking at head and shoulders. An inverted head and shoulders. Yes, the shoulder is on the drooping side of things, and I believe that we have a break. What are your thoughts on the current picture, Sean?
I think so too. This morning, as soon as we woke up pretty late today, as soon as I woke up, I posted onto the Grove as well as the Seed saying that Bitcoin had a very deceivingly good close, right? If you just mark out the candle closes that I was looking for Bitcoin to close above, right over here, right? You can see ever so slightly, and the markets have been doing this, closing ever so slightly, and the unaware have been missing how good those candle closes were, because if you combine it with the wick high, right, at 64,239 now, right? So we took out the wick high of 63,600-ish, put in a new wick high, put in a candle close high as well, right, within the structure. So this is the easier way that we're looking at this inverted head and shoulders, Krisha, by looking at this horizontal over here, because I like horizontals, right? So the market did that for me, right? I like that. So showing confidence in the charts over here. But Krisha, I do want to talk about something else that I'm noticing on the Crypto Fear and Greed Index, because someone else brought up to me rather, saying that, hey, Crypto Fear and Greed is really high up there, right? And I did go take a look. I want to highlight a couple of things to you guys. But before we do that, I also want to look through some altcoins, get a complete feel of what the market is doing. So today we're going to go over Bitcoin. We're kind of already doing that. Then we're going to look at XRP. Why? Because Sherry has been asking for XRP, and we do want to reward those of you Mongolians who do come in early on to the streams and are here regularly, right? So XRP, going to take a look at that. Luna, Krisha wanted to take a look at that. Solana, because I've been accumulating a Solana position, as you guys know, a long-term cyclical position for Solana. And again, if you guys are on the C program, I posted a educational kind of screenshot of my FTX. Because the way FTX does, I really like FTX. I've been using it more recently, and more actually. And what I really like on FTX is that when you place a buy, right, they keep track of your buys on the chart. right? They put in a little blue arrow.
Like, yeah.
So that helps me show you guys too that, hey, this is how I'm accumulating my position. So I posted a screenshot of how I've been accumulating my position for the entire Solana trade. Again, we're still in the midst of building the position stronger and stronger. I'm really liking what Solana is doing, so we're going to be talking about Solana. Then we'll talk about perhaps Axis, or maybe we'll jump straight into Axis Infinity, but perhaps we'll just jump straight into Crypto Fear and Greed, because
Let's do that. I think so Sean actually brought this up to my attention this morning, and I was kind of still sort of drowsy and stuff, and he's like, Krisha, you gotta see this. I'm like, all right, let's see what you got. And he found something very, very interesting, like a signature of sorts on Crypto Fear and Greed.
I wouldn't call it super interesting, not that little bit. There's something else that I do want to point out to people in regards to fear as well as greed, right? How to really evaluate market emotions and how to trade as a trend trader.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
There are two things you could be using in conjunction. Using the fear for your opportunities in macro trades and the greed as your opportunity to really get those impulsive moves.
Yeah. So do you want to start off with Crypto Fear and Greed then?
Do you want to jump into? Do you want to do a recap on Bitcoin? Is there anything else you want to talk about? What are your measured moves?
So let's go and take them. So right now we're looking at two. The first one that we're looking at was that massive cup and handle break that Bitcoin actually had, right, which took us pretty much to $73,000 to $74,000. However, now this one, right, let's see where this one really takes Bitcoin up to. Now I'm looking at the measured move of the head and shoulders pattern that we just broke out of. This would take Bitcoin all the way up to 68.8K.
That would be a new high.
Yeah. So now we got like two targets almost. We got 68.8K first stop, and then the second stop that I'm looking at, you'll find that well enough on the weekly time frame. If I just zoom out, clear out all my lines, you guys see the beautiful cup and handle formation there. Wow, today Sean's chart has all the lines. But no, this was the cup and handle to which the measured move actually takes Bitcoin all the way up to that $74,000 region. Anything that you're looking at on this chart, Sean?
No, again, I'm just keeping it really simple, using the weekly and the monthly chart, right, as my base thesis, so that way I don't get shook out of any longer term trades. And it's been working really well for us, right? While the weekly is holding that massive level at 60,000, the monthly is also holding its level at 58-ish thousand, right? That we've been harping on for like 3 weeks now, so I'm not going to go over it again. That being said, the daily too, Krisha, if you just clear out all your horizontals really quick and switch on the dynamic, we've been holding the dynamic too. Accumulation. Now we have that impulsive bounce to the upside. If we do see continuation from here, I'm looking towards all-time highs at around 67,000, and that measures, or rather lines up with your measured move.
Yes. At
68,000, right? So that's, again, I'm keeping it really simple. And before we go on any further, I do want to go ahead and take a quick look at the chat, because I did see a old school VMCer in here, Ruben Kishon. How's it going, X-Men? Good to see you in here.
Oh,
good to see you in here, man. Yeah, it's been a while, eh? It's been a while. So those of you who don't know, Mango used to be on Telegram as well, and Ruven here is one of the old school guys who's known us since before we even had a YouTube channel.
Exactly.
That's awesome. Good to see you.
Wow.
And Chauvin is in here too.
Yes, morning, Shervin.
We have Swag, Murali.
Let's see. Francisco. By the way, thanks for joining in. Francisco was one of the early guys in the stream today. He's like, what's up, you guys? Mango Way, that's right. Wolby's like, I can't talk much, I'll be listening in. Alright, in the background, as long as you're tuning in. Artloft Mallorca is in here. Hey, what's up, you guys? How's it going, man? Welcome to the stream. Hartham is in here.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So we got
I think Hartham, I think you're gonna enjoy today's stream, especially when we do discuss the crypto fear and greed bit. But I don't want to get into that just yet, Krisha. I want to go to our chart list before we do that.
Okay, yeah, cool. That's good by me. So I want to reward someone who will ask for XRP. at the beginning of the stream. So you want to start off with XRP and then we move on over to the rest of the coins?
Yeah, let's
Okay,
do that.
cool beans. So let's do that.
Julian is in here too. Siddharth is in here too. Good to see all of you. Good to see all of you. A lot of the seedlings are in here today.
Alrighty, so XRP it is. You know what? Let's just do this on the higher time
You
frames.
can clear out my lines. We should just go for it.
This is like it's a good feeling when you get to just clear out the lines. It's a very, very good feeling. And once again, like even XRP, so XRP I believe is still lagging behind some of the other alts that have broken their bullish structures. Now XRP2 has this beautiful cup and handle that you can see on the weekly time frame. Right, so if I just draw this in for you, that is the cup right here, that's the handle. Now if you go ahead and take that measured move of the XRP's cup and handle, that would take us all the way up to, let me just fix the scale, 2.42. The thing about many of these altcoins, you know, Bitcoin as well, is that we're at this juncture right now wherein if it actually starts breaking to the upside, we essentially reach a region of, well, blue sky breakout pretty much, right? So at that point, the targets are not much. You just have to assess the trend and go with that trend. Now, I personally like looking for signatures, so that's what I'm going to be looking for on XRP as well. I particularly like trading XRP. I know Sean is on the fence with XRP.
Yeah, if I see a good, easy trade, I'm definitely willing to jump on it, but it doesn't fit my trading style too often. There have been times, so for example over here, it was a gift of a trade, right? Look at that candle close on the weekly, closed right above it, retested it, and boom, right? So those are the kind of trades I like, but how often does it give it to you, right? Not too often.
Yeah.
And look at this, by the way, falling channel on over to that support, right? Fake out, a lot like what Bitcoin did, right? And then just, so
it's looking good. So that's one thing about XRP. And I don't know, I feel like the volatility compared to the last bull market has sort of dimmed down a bit, but it's still very much there. There's still some good trades to be caught. I'll be looking for essentially price to take out this wick high right here. 1.41, that's going to trigger everything. That's going to trigger the next big move for XRP, getting into, I believe, a level of blue sky breakout. So yeah, look for that. I think XRP is looking good. It's trying to establish that bullish trend, and that's essentially what you want to see.
Yep.
Not one of the laggards like some of the others that we're seeing out there right now. Any final thoughts on this one, Sean?
no, I think it could get to, well, what's the all-time high for XRP? Is this it? Is it?
So this is Binance,
yeah, so
right?
I think there's more.
Polo, what would be the one with the best price history? I think Polo would be one.
Yeah.
Right, so let's just clear everything out. Maybe get on over to the monthly or something, and there we go. Wow, look at that. Okay, the high of here was at $3.28.
Yeah, so I think it could get that. This market at the very least,
Yeah.
if not higher. So XRP again, we have resistance right over here. When XRP really gets interesting, it's going to be when we do break $2 on a monthly basis, right? We start holding candles above $2 on a monthly basis. That's when it gets super interesting. But now here's the thing: you're looking at these coins like XRP that are yet to break their monthly close highs. But then if you look at, well, things like Solana, look at it on monthly, it's making new monthly candle close highs, right?
Damn.
And then you look at Ethereum is making new monthly close highs, right? Look at Bitcoin, it's making new monthly candle close highs, right? Those are the assets I want to be in. What did you say a couple of days ago? Path to least resistance,
Yes.
right? XRP does not have a path to least resistance if you compare to the other assets that are blue sky breakouts on their monthly close highs, right? So that's how I'm trading it. No affiliation to emotions or rather to any like particular coin. We don't have any loyalties, right? Because at the end of the day, if you do have loyalties, you can use the profits from your other coins to collect more of those coins at cheaper prices, right? Relatively cheaper because you have more profits. So that's how I'm looking at it.
So yes, path to least resistance. I'll say this. I mean, XRP is still looking pretty decent. I noticed that I personally like it. Now I have like this personal sort of thing with XRP. I've done well on that coin. But Sean is right in that if you see charts like Sol, and now the next one is things like Luna.
That's the thing though, I want to talk about that a little bit. People do well on a coin, and then they want to trade it, or they've seen somebody else do well on it and they want to trade it, right? Well, we did really, really well on Chainlink. We did really, really well on Cardano. But we've done better by saying, hey, the chart doesn't look good anymore. It's not looking as strong as other charts anymore. So we're not going to trade it, right? Not doing something is just as important as doing something, right? So Chainlink was looking strong throughout the 2018, 2019 range, 2019, 2020, in fact, too. And we traded because we noticed its strength while other coins were looking weak. Then we started seeing, wait a minute, what the hell's going on with Chainlink? It's not looking, I'm seeing Chainlink show weakness while Cardano is showing strength. In fact, a lot of coins are showing weakness. Cardano showing strength. I knew nothing about Cardano, right? But the chat was saying, Cardano, look at Cardano, look at Cardano. And I'm like, damn, this is actually looking really good. Now, I've heard a lot of crap from Bitcoin Maximalist on Cardano, on Charles Hoskinson. I wasn't going to let that deter me from using Cardano to collect more Bitcoin, right? Cardano was showing strength. The charts, at the end of the day, are the arbitrators of all debate. Right?
Yeah.
So, XRP showing weakness. I'm not going to allow the fact that previous trades on XRP doing well for me force me into trades on XRP when I'm seeing coins like Solana. Like, this was our thesis right off the bat, right? That Solana has been doing well for this bull market. We're going to keep an eye on Solana and keep trading it until it stops doing well, right? And hey, Cardano may actually have its light in the day again. And in fact, Cardano did something really interesting this morning on the lower time frames, where I posted on the chat, Krisha, on Discord, saying, hey guys, maybe it's time to keep an eye on Cardano, right? But it's not there yet. So that's my rant for today. I'll stop.
Yeah, I agree. Path to least resistance is always your best bet. The edge is on your side in that sense. But for me, I'm looking at also an established trend. XRP followers, I don't think, while it's not as good as Solana, but I feel like it's beginning to show some strength on the trend aspect of things. So it's worth keeping an eye on it for now.
Yeah.
Okay,
sure.
Let's just say that. Let's put it that way.
Because XRP pumps.
Yes, exactly.
Hard.
So so this is so now that we're on Sol, right? Let's go ahead and dissect Sol. What the hell, right? Why the hell not? Like, this is freaking bullish. The monthly actually has me like, what the hell?
The freaking weekly has the perfect picture bull flag. Like, we've been trading this since $12, then accumulated more 25, 30-ish, then again at 60-ish, 70-ish, then traded all the way to 250 before we got out of Sol. And now, well, we're back in it. Why? Because of this weekly structure, similar to this weekly structure we put in over here. Well, now look at this weekly structure. Beautiful. My targets are right there, Krisha. Guys,
where are your targets?
just, it's the poll.
Go ahead.
Let me just clear out my mess before. Right here, I have a target, minimum target for around 320-ish to 350-ish. So we could look for 300.
Man, Sol is looking freaking powerful. It reminds me so much of Ethereum in the last bull market.
Yeah.
So Sol is one of those, and remember Ethereum, like, you barely get up the next morning and Ethereum's already done like a good 20%. It got so many people to freaking FOMO. But there's one thing I'm gonna tell you guys about coins like Sol, like basically volatile charts. When they're volatile to the upside, yes, they trend really well, but when the party ends, all right, you need to be very, very careful about these volatile charts that you did make bank on, because when the dips do start to come in, that same volatility is going to kick in on the downside. Now, I remember I got wrecked on a couple of trades back in the last, the whole, basically the turn of the market, to where we went from a bull market to a bear market. Right, I was holding some volatile assets that took that dump to the downside, but the same kind of volatility kicked in on the downside and kicked my butt. So you do not want to be victim to that, so be careful. Okay, I'll say that. Sol is looking freaking phenomenal though. 327, I agree. Good.
On the low time frames, it's doing something really interesting too. You can see that it essentially cleared the structure right over here, right?
Yeah.
Closed a great 4 candle, retested it, and seeing continuation now right after that. So Sol BTC as well, looking really good. We ever so slightly closed above resistance. Again, did one of those subtle, deceivingly good candle closes on the lower time frames, albeit, but nonetheless a good candle close. So Solana looking strong. I do want to check it out on the dashboard. And Stan, Kusha, switch to the dashboard. Stan mentioned that he got to LRC 2 days ago based on the Mango dashboard. He's been using the techniques that we've been talking about on the dashboard, and he's up 200% already. That's freaking great. So you're looking at Gordon now, eh? Is that a coin on the dashboard?
All right, I'm just trying to find my way around it. Still so rusty. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, I have way too many windows and tabs open for Krisha's comfort.
Yeah, like it's crazy. Like we are such different users when it comes to you know, just our desktop.
Okay, so yeah, let's look at what Sol is doing first, Krisha. Okay, Sol USD, Sol BTC. On the daily, we got the long call 4 days ago, right? Against USD. Against the Bitcoin pairing, you got the long call 11 days ago, and you're up 16% against USD and 12% against Bitcoin. Considering that Bitcoin has been doing well and you're 12% on top of that, that's really good, right? That's what we're looking for Sol to do, outperform Bitcoin. But because it's a cyclical trade, I'm not going to be looking for that to happen necessarily, right? Because hey, we'll talk about that in some other video. But the 4 time frame, I want to see what the lower time frames are doing now. Sol USD. Again, got the call 2 days ago, up 18% on that, 2.5 days ago. Sol BTC got the call 12 hours ago, actually. So the Bitcoin, you remember how I talked about just now, right? That Sol cleared a really good 4-hour candle close on Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Well, it was reflected on the dashboard prior to when I noticed it on the chart. So the dashboard calling it before I noticed it. That's really, really good. You're up a good 7%. So out of the 12% gains that you got on the daily time frame, right, against Bitcoin, 7% of that came today, right? So keep an eye on how the charts move, guys. Keep an eye. So you'll get the daily call, right? It'll be in the position, and then you get the move.
I've been hunting alts just by using the dashboard. So I've been looking for the trend, the long trends, as well as the Ichimoku play setup. And then I'll go on over to the charts, and more often than not, I find like some really, really good trade setups. So I implore you guys, so while I say don't use it in isolation, use it and then get on over to the charts to see if there is a cool trade setup there for you, because so far it's been doing me like really, really good. Like I've actually managed to catch some really, really amazing trades just based on Mango dashboard. And don't ask me about the fundamentals, I don't know. I just look at the TA and I jump in. TA and volume. So I always look to see if there's liquidity on the books. Always look for that liquidity side of things, because like I've mentioned in the past, you don't want the rug to just get, you know, sort of pulled from you just mid-trade, right?
So Sol looking good. I think Stan mentioned LRC. Yeah, it was LRC, so you could just go then.
LRC.
There you go. Ooh, it's up 59% today. Wow, he's up 100, almost 200% on that trade. Damn. And so Krisha, it had both the Ichimoku call as well as the dashboard call, so it had confluence on that. So this was awesome. This was a really, really good find. Really good find, Stan. Good freaking trade, man. Good freaking trade. Holy. So yeah, LRC, and he said God.
This was library credits, right?
Is it?
LRC?
No. It's loop ring, I believe.
Okay,
LRC's
yeah.
loop ring, right?
And they all sound like so similar.
How's it going, Ajay? Good to see you in here, buddy. And Philippe is in here too. MATIC only just saw the chart. My goodness, my actual real second thesis based on trade paid off.
That's awesome.
Good stuff, man. Good freaking stuff. I like how Philippe is really embodying the Mango way. You know, he's like, the wins are just luck, right? It's the risk management that's really important. That's where our skill comes in as a community. Okay, so LRC. Now he mentioned Gordon. You can take a look at God. Is that a coin? Now that's one I've not heard of.
Is that the ticker?
No, I'm not sure. Maybe he meant something else.
You mean something else?
He let us know in the chat. So Krisha, sand is up there. That's interesting.
Ooh, and this, by the way, is filtered based on volume.
Yeah, Krisha.
Right. So so when you see like these really weird coins top volume, it's a good sign to just pan on over the chart and look at it.
You were mentioning sand to me like a good week or so ago, and I know you found it on the dashboard.
Yeah.
So sand and mana were the two.
Yeah. Sand had barely moved when I found it, and I'm just like, Sean, maybe this is weird. Like sand.
And mana's here too.
Why is sand over the volume of, say, I don't know, dot? Like, think about that. So when you see outliers like that, that's when you take a cue and get on over the charts to see if there's a trade setup for you, because sand actually looked really good when I found it.
Yep. By the way, I do want to let all of you guys know who are using the dashboard to check out the guide section, because there was a Mongolian yesterday from the live stream who was kind enough to snip out a section where I apologies, where I essentially I gave you guys an explanation on how I use multi-time frames, that essentially the 4 hour, the 12 hour, the daily, the 2 day, the 4 day, how I use the various calls across the time frames in order to get buy opportunities, right? Or even sell opportunities for that matter. So go ahead and click on the guide section, and I've uploaded a new video that one of the Mongolians from the live stream again was kind enough to snip out for us from yesterday's live stream. So big massive thank you for that. And yeah, I really appreciate that. Also shout out to Neeraj for doing the timestamps for yesterday's video. That was really awesome as well. So I love that the Mango community is coming together to help Mango out grow. So awesome.
Yeah, but definitely check out that video that Sean just mentioned. Like, that would really break things down for you guys in terms of how to find really good trade setups.
Yep.
Right? Even catching trend trades that have already begun. That video is going to help you tremendously, especially getting into, like, you know, altcoin. And altcoin run, when it runs, it just goes It's about understanding when to jump in, and that's really going to show you how and when to do that. So go ahead and check out that video. Definitely.
Indeed.
Really cool snippet.
And again, if you guys are enjoying today's live stream and enjoying the duo live stream, let us know by hitting the like button. That's how we're going to assess whether we should be doing duo live streams, or should we be allocating our time more efficiently by getting Krisha to make me a nice big fat steak dinner instead of wasting her time here on the stream. If you guys rather her be on the stream instead of cooking me a massive dinner, or hey, vice versa, let us know by hitting the like button, or hey, not hitting the like button, but go ahead and hit the like button either way. Yeah, so Krisha, we looked at, so the next coin on the list is Axis Infinity. I keep pronouncing it wrong. We can go ahead and search for it on the dashboard.
Before we do that, Samwise, he's like, is the dashboard discount code still active? I believe it is. You're gonna have to try it out. I know that Sean, I think there's probably maybe 2 more days left on that.
No, I don't think it's active.
It's not active anymore?
It could be. Today or tomorrow might be the last day.
Try your luck. The coupon code was ATH 2021. It works on the dashboard, the seed program, as well as the dynamic indicator. So for those of you looking to, well, grab it, go ahead and, well, try your luck. I know it ends either today or tomorrow.
Oh, she's in here. She's in today's live stream, Island ITT.
Oh, thank you so much for that little extra that you just snipped out for us. That was excellent. That was excellent.
Yeah, and I'm thinking of actually uploading it onto YouTube as well, just to make it more convenient for people. But again, those of you who are using the dashboard, click on the guide section. It should be the last video on the list over there, called Live Stream Multi-Time Frame Analysis. How to buy the dips or something like that. But yeah.
By the way, can you guys hear the music? Is the music still on? Give us a tell, because I'm noticing the volume on the desktop is a bit low.
What is?
Please let me know. Bada bing, bada boom. How's everyone feeling? Do you guys have family or friends feeling, you know, actually coming up to you guys and asking you about crypto, about Bitcoin? Those are usually the signs of frothiness in the market. When that starts happening, you know it's getting frothy out there.
Prithvi Shetty says, is the Mango Course subscription or one-time payment? It is it's a really good question. It is a one-time payment, and you have complete full lifetime access to all the content. And the reason I set it up that way, and I set up the pricing that way too, is because I want people to I want to incentivize people to pick education over the indicators, right? Because the Mango dynamic, for example, is not as powerful in your hands if you have the Mango seed program to underlie that education. So yeah, I want people to be able to come back to the course content, rewatch the modules, because there's a lot there are layers and layers of knowledge within there, and even the veteran seedlings who are doing really well now, and many of them are doing better than me, by the way, they still come back and watch certain modules, right? Certain modules where they, especially the trading mindset modules, the risk management modules, people come back to the first couple of modules and the last bit of modules more important, because in the middle, right, the stuff in the middle, the TA, the way I break down the TA is all revolving around the risk management of things. So the thing is though, right, your TA is going to get embedded into your soul forever. Once you get it, you get it, right? Support and resistance, trend analysis is going to become really easy. But the psychology behind things, that's where you're going to slip. And I have veteran seedlings who come in and tell me that up to this day, I rewatch certain modules in the thinking like a trader module, right? Because again, guys, I put a fun twist on risk management, so you guys are going to enjoy it. Please rewatch those modules. It's going to help.
Like, I find myself going back primarily for like the psychological sort of aspect of things, because when you're on a good winning streak, you tend to just let go of some rules. I don't know if that happens to you guys, but that happens to me. It's like, okay, I'm good, I got this, and you stop following certain rules, and then suddenly you from that winning streak, it sort of comes to an end, and suddenly you just need a wake-up slap. So for that, I get back into the modules to, well, go over the analogies. There's a lot of good analogies in there, basically teach you guys the mango way of trading.
So Chauvin Kusha is saying that his family indicator is indicating accumulation, but then Island Thai says that her family indicator is indicating toppy. Am I misunderstanding that? Interesting. What is your family indicator indicating?
So my family indicator, guys, has 100% strike rate. Just letting you guys know. So far it's mellow. I don't think it's frothy at all. My mom would have called me otherwise. She'd been like, "What should I buy, Ethereum or Bitcoin?" And at the top, not just any number, guys, at the friggin' top.
Yeah.
She'll ask me that.
Every single time she's called the top.
But I'll give her a bit of credit this time. When we actually got the 40% dip, she's like, "What should I buy?" But she was a bit more scared. She was uncertain. So that's that.
She bought Bitcoin though, so I'm proud of that.
We convinced her. Yes. Okie dokes. Alright, so what were you going to look at next? Axie Infinity, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Let's go.
Look at it on the dashboard first.
I really like Axie.
So again, now on the 12-hour time frame, calling neutral. On the 4-hour time frame, calling short actually. So this is another example of something we discussed yesterday in regards to MATIC, right? But let's see what Axie is saying on the daily. Calling long against USD, calling short against Bitcoin 7 hours ago. So most recently, it's essentially flipped, or rather not keeping up pace with Bitcoin, right? That's what the flip on the short call is saying. Over the 2-day time frame, the 2-day time frame is saying long on both of them, and the 2-day. So interesting.
Yeah.
This is really interesting. So I want to go ahead and take a look at the high time frame chart of Axis, because what it's indicating over here, what the dashboard is indicating, is that you're getting lower to mid time frame pullbacks onto higher time frame support, onto the 2-day and perhaps even the 4-day. The 4-day, there's not enough data on Binance for the 4-day. So Axis is a new coin. So we can switch on over to
the charts
and right over there.
Now I gotta find my way back to the charts.
This one.
Okay, there we go. Alrighty.
So the I have it right over here on the tab.
Oh, never mind. Sounds all ready, prepared, ready to go. Okay, dokes. So we have this here. Let me just adjust the scale. And you want to take a look at it on the 2-day time frame?
Yeah, so we can clear the dynamic for now, and I'll start with the weekly time frame and then work our way down. Yeah, so you look at that. The weekly is essentially indicating a bull flag that we are coming down to retest. I believe we close ever so slightly above it. Ever so slightly, right? Again, it's going to be a patience play, in my opinion. This is going to have an impulsive move sooner or later. The question is when. Closed right above that horizontal there, Krisha. We're retesting it at the moment. We're living above it. do we close the next weekly above it as well? If we close underneath it, that's an invalidation of the break, and then we could potentially be coming down to 125, right? However, on the daily, it's looking good because like we look at this accumulation pattern, right? We're holding that neckline, and the dynamic too is still green and now moving aggressively towards the upside. What are your thoughts?
I quite like Axie, and yes, it's like you're seeing this consolidation on the lower time frames. But on the higher time frames, I agree with the dashboard. I agree with what Sean just said, in that it's still, you know, we like ever so slightly we closed over that region of resistance, and right now we're holding it as support. I think you're right in that the next weekly close is going to be that major tell. If we actually manage to hold that as support, there's a good chance that we move up from here. But it's an interesting consolidation that Axie is in. I don't think it's. Would you say it's bearish? I don't think it's bearish at all. Like,
well, what's going on right now is that Bitcoin is making a lower time frame move towards the upside, right? And Axie is still consolidating on its lower time frames. So what the dashboard is essentially telling you is that on lower to mid time frames, you may lose out on Bitcoin terms, but on the higher time frames, this is looking like a potential buy opportunity to outperform Bitcoin.
Yeah.
So we can switch to Axie's Bitcoin on the weekly pairing. I just want to take a look. Look at that, right? Like this has been trending aggressively, mind you, on the dynamic, right? Each time we've come down and retested this area over here, retested the op line as well as the dynamic right over here, and then had the impulsive move. The thing is, when this does take its impulsive move, it's going to have a big leg. That's how Axie moves, right? So you're trading for that.
Yeah. And now coming back to this, now just today, this morning, I was talking to Sean about Bitcoin dominance, and I was we were trying to figure out, okay, you know, which sort of market has the edge here? Is it the altcoins? Is it Bitcoin? What's really happening? Because we're seeing Bitcoin actually take out certain highs on, say, the daily time frame. We were looking at 63.7K, right? And we did do that. We saw the wick go all the way up there. We got rejected, but I'm still saying it's bullish here. However, where's the edge at? Who's got the oomph, right, in this? So I want to take a look at Bitcoin dominance. Do you have that on any of your lists?
Yeah, the green list.
Holy moly! Okay, dokie. There we go. Alrighty, I'm gonna clear out the man, I'm losing my voice today. Alright, so let's do this. So we're on the weekly time frame. So what I'm looking at here, so tell me if you agree with this, Sean. As far as Bitcoin dominance is concerned, I believe that we did lose like a region of support that we had been holding. Now this was here. This was the last week close. And I think that the next region, honestly, as far as support is concerned, comes in here. So we have like this entire sort of way to go before Bitcoin dominance really puts in the next higher low. And that's going to be the next sort of number in terms of percent that I gun for. 41% dominance, Bitcoin dominance on the chart before we see a bit of strength. And so far, I think that this has sort of played out really, really well in the past, and really in terms of really giving us the hint on which one's going to lead the market here. Is it the altcoins or is it Bitcoin? Now, I think that the altcoins have the edge here, and as far as alts against USDT as well as alts against Bitcoin, I think they're all likely going to start taking out resistances. Now, of course, this is all plausible. I'm always going to have my invalidation points in place. If I get, negated on any of my trades, I will be risk managing and getting out of my trades. But so far, I think that the alts have the edge just based on what Bitcoin dominance is doing here. What are your thoughts on this chart?
I completely agree with you. I was looking at a horizontal on the inverted Bitcoin chart, and I was looking at the 4-day time frame, right? And right over here, I'm essentially looking at this horizontal, and I was bearish against alts when we broke this level here, and I'm bullish on alts as soon as we reclaim that level over here. It's as simple as that. We close above it, and I'll be looking for us to get back to the top of the range at the very least, if not put in a lower high. So we have some ways to go on all coins before Bitcoin does apply some pressure again. Bitcoin dominance applies some pressure. So remember, guys, the inverted Bitcoin dominance chart over here is essentially a representation of all coin dominance. So I'm looking at this to essentially like keep our bias clean, right? How do we get bullish on alts? Well, flip the Bitcoin dominance chart, and you can look for a altcoin dominance chart. It's another representation of altcoin dominance at the very least.
Also, notice what Sean does in terms of Bitcoin dominance. When he assesses it, he like flips his chart around, and it's weird. Do you guys have the same thing where it's just easier to read bullish trends than it is to read the bearish trend? And if you feel like that is true for you, I do not think that's something to be ashamed of, or that's something to be beating yourself over. Just flip the chart. Like, these are tools that are available to us today that traders back in the day did not have access to. It's literally one button, flip the chart and make it easier for yourselves. Sometimes it's just easier to read a bullish trend, and that's completely fine.
Yeah.
Right?
So I'm going to go ahead and take a quick break. I'm going to use the washroom, but since I am... actually, no, Krisha, you can lead, right? You're fine leading here?
I'm okay.
Cool.
So what else do you guys want to look at? VeChain. Let's go and look at VeChain.
It's on the other window. It's your...
I'm on Bitcoin dominance right now. I think I can use this. What do you mean it's on the other window? Okay. Sean's always here to help me out. I'm lucky. At resistance, but looking good. We got good volume here too. Once again, this is much like XRP, where it has not broken out of that cup and handle formation. Although when things like XRP and VeChain move, they are essentially going to be stepping into like these really volatile zones. Like, think about the next zone that VeChain, steps into. You're looking at 14 cents going all the way up to 25 cents. And what is that? That is a good 73% to the upside, right? So these are volatile zones, and right now with the way Bitcoin dominance is looking, Bitcoin is also looking good, but I'm saying that the alts might just have the edge right now. We're seeing many of the trends set off. The dynamic is also holding well on many. How about VeChain on the weekly? There we go. If you want to get that clear picture of the cup and handle, get on over to your weekly time frame. How about... Okay, so now notice how the neckline, right, of VeChain also lines up with the dynamic. So as soon as we actually take out the dynamic, that's going to be your first tell. And at that point, I'll be looking for the tempo to also go off. So look at your higher time frames when you're playing VeChain as well as XRP. That's going to give you the best tell. But so far, resistance, you could position in that if we break, likely going to get that retest and then move up. That's still a good 73% to the upside. So yeah, VeChain looking at resistance, but could start seeing a break. Look for the 4-hour uptrend to be established. Sajal Tamarkar, hey man, what's up? What is up? This is my second live stream, by the way, second with me leading. Maybe
it's
in
your
time,
first with
I'll
you
get
leading.
Comfortable. No, I did one before, remember? And you joined me on the other side. Yes, I do. Bullish pays off more. Arviv has had a strong day yesterday.
Ooh, this is VeChain, eh?
Dixie, please.
I took a look. This is looking good. I like VeChain. We clear the mango dynamic there.
It's a cup and handle break. In fact, XRP, when Sean actually moved on over to Polo,
Polo.
So when he moved on over to Polo, and it was the weekly time frame, get on over to the Polo exchange, get onto the weekly time frame. There's a pattern there. XRP fanboys and fangirls, let me know if you find it. If you do, well, get on over to the Discord and show it to everyone else. It was way too bullish, so I didn't want to bring up the measure move for that one. That would be freaking insane.
By the way, guys, if you are enjoying the stream, you guys are enjoying Krisha's performance, if you guys don't think she's all too bad and you guys want her here every now and then, hit the like button, show Krisha some love. Krisha, around, usually when I'm doing a live stream, I have at least 800 likes by now. You're like at 70.
Jeez. Sorry.
I think the Mango community has spoken.
That they love Sean more.
I mean,
same here. I love Sean more.
Do you blame them?
It's funny, Drew. I was about to type Shib, but instead I almost typed your name. I'm like, Drew. Okay,
So
Shib.
Shib, someone posted on the Grove, Discord Grove that.
May I?
Yeah.
Just take it off? Thank you.
I have Shib charted on FTX, the FTX chart. Not Shib. Shib.
Oh. Guys, I'm one of those who has to look at the keyboard when typing. It's just when I'm sitting next to Sean, I just have like this immense pressure that I have to just look up and type. I'm just like, I suck.
Yeah, you need to learn how to look up and type.
Okay, so Shib USDT.
On FTX. USD.
Where is it? Is it USD maybe?
Yeah.
All right, there we go.
So yeah, look at the lower time frames. There was a range I had marked out. I hope it stayed. Yeah, it's right there. So we lost the range, and then we lost the dynamic too. So I'm looking for this to come back down to depends. Do we put an asymmetrical triangle? Oops. Right, something like this, or do we come down and respect the horizontal? I think we come down.
Yeah, it's looking droopy. It's looking way too droopy here. Even so the way when you look at patterns like this, now yes, of course, you know, it looks like we're putting in a series of higher lows, right? This could be the next higher low, but I'm looking at the droopiness. What?
The likes are ticking up now, so what, you guys weren't supposed to like at that moment. You guys are supposed to let it sit for a tad bit, show Krisha that I'm more loved, but you guys are showing her the exact opposite. Jesus. What is going on?
Okay, but getting back on over the Shib, this is important when it comes to pattern plays, guys. So when you see, so what I'm looking at over here is that, all right, we're seeing these higher lows, but the difference in the higher lows is not much, right? It's setting in a higher low, but just about, like it's too slight compared to the lower highs that you're seeing here. We're seeing more weakness as far as sell pressure goes than when we're seeing the strength on buy pressure. So when you see that, when you see those massive differences between the two sides, that's when you can say that, okay, you know what, one is winning here. And right now with this current structure, I'm saying that the bears have the edge. Okay, we're seeing that there's a lot more sell pressure and it's coming in earlier than the buy pressure is coming in from the bottom, right? So even the symmetrical triangle that you're looking at is a lot more droopy. When you're seeing something like that, at that point, just understand that the price structure is telling you that one side, in this case, the bear side, has the edge. Okay, so be careful on that.
Yeah, I really like the way you put it, and you framed it in that the sellers are coming in a lot quicker, right? They're being a lot more aggressive. They're quick to sell, and you could just tell by the psychology of the traders who were trading it. Like when I was trading Shib, I wasn't too keen on holding it when we came to this level over here. I'm like, okay, that's my opportunity to let go even more of my position. By the time we were somewhere around here, I was 85% out of my trade entirely, right? And we saw the market in consensus with that, hey, let's wait for distribution here, profit taking. And it's only when, like, again, the entire trading community together, right? At least the traders who are more like I don't want to say skilled, that sounds a bit pretentious, but who have a little bit more experience, I think we're going to see a lot more interest on Shiba Inu once we start clearing out these candle levels over here at 76,771. Right? That it? 7,671. I don't even know how to read this. It's not Satoshis, it's USD. So yeah, I see candle closes above here. I think we're going to be making our ways back to all-time highs and further after that. But fortunately, we've lost the middle of the range. Looking now to get back to the bottom of the range. If we flip the middle of the range again, then again we can say, hey, it is that symmetrical triangle that's looking to play out. But it's not until we make those higher highs where buyers overwhelm the sellers coming in to sell this diagonal line.
Yeah, so I think two things that I take away from patterns like this is that when you're looking at patterns just generally, break it down into psychology. Right, so now for seedlings, I mean, you guys should go through that candlestick analysis module and understand what the candles are pretty much painting a picture for you. That's all human emotions just jam-packed into one candle, right? That is all information. So use that, understand the psychology behind these patterns. Don't just take it at face value. Now, this is one way that you can break it down. But if you are negated on that, and if you're invalidated even on that thesis, if I am invalidated on that thesis, and you know what, Shib actually takes out this midpoint right here at 6,900 cents, or whatever you want to call it, that's when I'm like, okay, you know what? Perhaps the bulls are stepping up their game, and I am okay being wrong, and that's when I'll get back into the trade if it comes down to it. All right, but when it comes to like these drooping structures, I'll say be a lot more prudent in positioning, right? And yeah, this is.
Well, we want to take a quick look at Holo before he leaves.
Oh, yeah.
He's leaving right now. I hope. Yeah.
Is Holo looking hot?
He says, found on the dashboard, I believe it broke out of a weekly cup and handle. Ooh, so let's start with the dashboard for sure. So we should always start with the dashboard and then charts.
Yes, sirree. Mango dashboard.
She's learning, guys. She's learning.
I'm learning, guys. Okay, there we go. Say hi, dashboard.
Start
hi.
with the daily for sure.
Oh,
Hot should be on the 40.
Okay, let's go daily. And hot.
Ooh. So gave the call like a day ago. It's up on the Ichimoku too. The Ichimoku call right over here.
Yes.
It's long a day ago and it's up on the Ichimoku call. And it's pulled back today by a good 5%. And it's still up. It still have a return of 5%. So this could be a buy opportunity. VTHO is filtered out here too. Okay, I guess because it's HO that you typed. So let's look at the 12-hour time frame. 12-hour time frame is still long as well, and the 4-hour time frame is okay. So it's long across all the mid time frames. What about the 2-day now? 2 days also long. It flipped 4 days ago actually. It's up 26%. And now the 4-day does okay. So wow, hot is one of the old school coins. There is enough data, and that makes sense, right? We were looking at it all the way back in 2017, 2018. So this is interesting. Let's go ahead and take a look at the chart. But what the dashboard is telling me right now is that this asset has been trending on the higher time frames. It had an impulsive move likely on the mid time frames on the daily, right? But now it's pulled back to potentially give us a buy opportunity on the lower time frames like the 4-hour, etc. So let's start with the weekly and then look at how the daily has pulled back.
It's on over to the charts. Let's go. Boom.
So HOT, start with the day. Oh, we start with the weekly. Clear out the dynamic, clean chart. Okay, so there you go. That's the weekly break right over there. That's an ascending freaking triangle. Will we saying cup and handle though?
Cup and handle.
You think so too?
Cup and
Okay.
handle too.
So neckline, I'd draw it like this, right? But you're probably looking at something else. I like this too. The fact that we have a high low or low rather. So low, 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 low. This is essentially your falling channel, right? That had a reversal, put in a high, and now you have a high low, right? So high, high, low compared to this low here, and it's looking good now. Now you have high, high. So high, high, low, high, high. This is trending on the weekly, guys. This is a really, really good chart. Good freaking find, Wolfie. Good freaking find. What are your thoughts?
It's a break.
Pulling back onto
Look at this.
support.
Okay, so we got this, right? We've taken out resistance pretty much, holding that resistance now as support. Notice the volume that came in here as well. So we're seeing there's a really, really good trade setup in that it's easy to know when you're invalidated on this trade. Good find, man.
I like this. So our thesis was that the daily likely has a pullback onto high time frame weekly trend support, right?
Yeah.
And that's a weekly support right over there.
Boom.
Right? So
boom. And this ties back directly into the video, the little excerpt from the Mango dashboard that someone was so sweet enough to actually
I think this could be a
snip out for us.
continuation to that video,
Yeah.
in fact, right? So if we can snip out, if one of you could again snip out this bit, this could be a really great continuation, because another example of how you can use the calls on the dashboard to evaluate what you should be seeing on the chart in a different way. But if you don't see that on the chart, by the way, that is invalidation of a thesis, and you're like, okay, this is not doing what I expected it to do. So maybe I should look into it a bit more, or just stay away from it until it does what I expect it to do, right?
Yeah.
So what I'm seeing over here is like, wow, this is doing what I expected to do on a trend basis.
Yeah.
Apologies. So I like this. Let's look at the daily to see. Oh, that's a good move. 69% just to get to.
I think it's going to get to
the
the highs. If that is the measured move, I wouldn't put it past the highs at that point. I think it'll likely get back to the highs.
This was the impulsive move that we mentioned that we likely got on the daily time frame, and we pulled back onto higher time frame support, our weekly time frame support, right? So the impulsive move on the daily time frame onto a pullback on weekly support, and that's a good 16% pullback. This is shaping up to look like a bull flag. I am actually interested in this one.
And Hot was one of the hottest runners back in 2017. Like, it did extremely well. We know people who made like
bank
on Hot. Definitely something that has. There are people behind this one.
Murali says Hot is up against weekly Kijun though. Let's pull that up. That's interesting.
Binance is actually a good one to plot it up against. Gonna clear that out. What's your
B?
B?
Yeah. Oh, C-SPAN trade.
So neat. Damn.
So it is. You're right though. You're right. That it's up against weekly Kijun, but it has put in a higher high on the weekly time frame, right? And we have cleared out the weekly candle close as well. So if you're trading it based on looking for trend continuation, then I'd be looking to be a buyer somewhere around here. It could come down a bit lower. We can turn on the weekly 21 EMA. It's all the way down at the 10.
How about the 10 SMA?
I think I have the 10 SMA. No, you got a backspace first.
Sorry, sir. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, no. Again, I believe this was the retest. If you're looking for trend continuation, you got to make that gamble, and this sits in line with that conversation I had with Philippe back when Bitcoin was sitting at around 50,000, 51,000, and I just bought, right? We did something on the 4-day time frame that indicated to me a trend reversal, and I'm like, okay, I'm more comfortable adding to my position here, and I just bought. And Philippe said, but we're sitting up against 53k resistance. And that's a trade-off you got to make as a trend trader versus support and resistance trader.
Yeah.
As a trend trader, you look for resistance to break, right? It's a hard mindset. Trend trading is more difficult mentally than it is in terms of your execution. Because in terms of execution, you just execute and do nothing after that, right? You look for the trend to do everything for you.
Yeah.
Right, but you got to believe in the trend. Right, so if you believe in the hot trend over here, you're believing in it breaking resistance, which is Kijun resistance here. But now if you're a support and resistance trader, it's a different story. You wouldn't have been looking to enter here to begin with. You would have been looking to enter on the Tenkin trade, on the Tenkin to the C-SPAN, and your trade is done after that, right? Your trade is over. You've taken your profits on the Kijun. Your C-SPAN trade was from Tenkin to Kijun, done, and now you look for the next opportunity, and that's above the Kijun, and you take a trade above here, and you look for a move all the way over here, and again, you take your profits. But as a trend trader, I'm doing the opposite, right? I'll be holding the trade. We get to highs, I'll be holding it. We'll see resistance likely because the support and resistance traders take their profits, right, Kusha? They take their profits, it pulls the market down. The trend traders like me, we look to buy the higher low potentially, don't know where it comes, and then look for highs to be taken out.
Yeah.
It's a different mindset, trend trading versus support and resistance. There's a delicate balance between how you have to manage taking profits as a trend trader versus not getting shook out of the trade.
Yeah. So these are, and it's easier said than done, right? Like, people often think that trend trading is super easy, but it takes discipline, and you really got to keep those emotions, especially fear, when you do see that pullback, in control. You gotta assess it, you gotta identify it when you're feeling it, and you gotta control it.
Ajay said that he's in hot as well, so I'm guessing that you guys had this discussion on Holochain in the seed clubhouse sessions, eh? So I'm really proud of what you guys have been doing. The seedlings guys have essentially self-organized seed clubhouse sessions for the EU time zone as well as the North America time zone, and they've been keeping up with it where they're sharing charts with each other, and you know, they've essentially made their mastermind group together. So great stuff on the seedlings. Great freaking stuff. Love it. And those of you who are new to the seed program, take the initiative to, you know, join the seed clubhouse sessions, get to know the people. It's gonna pay dividends. And read the Mango lessons section in the seed private chat, right? The Mango lessons section has freaking a wealth of information in there.
Oh yes.
Yep.
Yes. Hey, Wolvie's leaving. It's like, see you guys after work. All right, man. Have a good one.
You're
have
going
a
to be
good
missing
day.
a great discussion today, Wolvie. We've not even got to the crypto fear and greed section yet.
But I'll make sure to include like a timestamp, especially for that one.
Oh, I'm hoping that some Neeraj, if you're still here and you have the time today, you could help us out with the timestamps. It would be freaking fabulous, man. Fabulous.
Philippe says, thanks again, Sean. That discussion really got me going mentally to the next level in that regard.
I'm really glad you were there for that live stream, Philippe. I'm really glad that you even voiced your concern and your question, because it helps facilitate our growth. Like, not just for you, but for me too, right? Each time I'm telling you guys how I should be trading as a trend trader, it's reinforcing that habit in myself. So it's I'm really liking how this community is shaping up.
Yes. There's a lot of synergy in there. Morley's like, I'm still finding my trading personality and stuck between trend trading and SNR trading.
Yeah, because you're stuck between greed of taking. You're stuck between the idea of having quick profits, right? So instant gratification or quicker gratification versus the gratification of the longer time wins, because we're in a crypto bull market and you just end up realizing that, wait, I could have done less and achieved more.
Yeah.
And you have to fit it with your lifestyle, Wolfie. That's something that is really important to fit it with your lifestyle.
Yeah, that and especially, so one thing I fell victim to, now maybe you guys could resonate, when you find like people around you in different, chat groups and different consortiums, talking about their gains and how much they made, and I'm just like, and it's back to back, and you're like, shoot, I'm not making anything. You're on the streak where you're not making anything, and maybe not anything, but not as much as what they are, raking in at that point. Now that also depends on the kind of market that they are playing and their trading personality. Some of them, they go for maybe the scalps, high leverage scalps. Some of them go for the range plays. So it's about them playing their personality, and you do not want to fall victim to something like that, wherein you're playing someone else's personality, right? You do you, because that's the best way to make money, right? And it's more sustainable. There's longevity in that sense.
I completely agree.
Yeah, I hope that makes sense.
Yeah.
I didn't do a really good job in really conveying that message.
No,
but I hope that makes sense.
So essentially, if you think back to even Warren Buffett, right? He left New York. He left Manhattan because he did not want to be around. In fact, I was talking to Wyatt about this, because he's currently again. I'm sure he won't mind me sharing, but he talked about how he was mentally being influenced by these Instagram traders who are constantly posting their profits, and it coaxed him into taking bad trades, making bad decisions, because he's seeing other people make these super gains, right? And he was not, right? So he's like, I want to have that too. So that need to compete with people he doesn't even know stemmed from being around them to begin with, right?
Yeah.
So a similar story in Wall Street. Warren Buffett did not want to be around that mentality. I personally, Kush and I, we left Canada, we left Toronto for similar reasons. We did not want to be around certain toxic mentality that was perpetuating itself back in Canada in 2016, 2017, right? Especially as Kush and I like to be minimalist. We're really simple. We don't feel the pressure of wanting to get into a pissing contest with almost everyone around you, right? And we decided to say, you know what, if you, people say you got to kick out toxicity, but when you're living and swimming with toxic all around you, how do you kick it out of your life?
Yeah.
Right? The best way is to just get out of the barrel of toxic waste and go to a place where there are beaches, greenery, and you can think clearly, right? So there are a few decisions that are really important you can make in your life: where you decide to live, the people you keep around you, and the person you decide to spend the rest of your life with.
There we go.
Yeah, but try to remove that kind of those kind of people from your life, because it will influence you to make bad financial decisions.
Yes. Okie dokes. Now this is hot. I think we went over the coins that you and I have been looking at. Now, do you want to jump on over to your? I mean, we'll take a break, right? We'll go over some of the comments first, and then whenever Sean's ready, we'll jump into what he found on Crypto Fear and Greed, which I thought was
I just realized though,
very interesting.
Should we do that tomorrow on tomorrow's video, considering like Today's stream too, it did not. Do you guys want to discuss it today or tomorrow? Considering a lot of you are probably tired as well. We've been doing this for an hour and 20 minutes. We can discuss this tomorrow for sure if you're.
So we'll.
Because the live stream as well, it did not have the title that we needed it to have, right? And I just noticed that. So it's yesterday's. We did the same thing where we streamed onto yesterday's stream title for some reason.
I don't know how that happened. I picked the right one. An investor's like, oh, love is in the air. How's it going, man? Can you please check AVA USDT? What was that, Avalanche? Fear and greed. Ben Ty's like, yes, please, fear and greed today.
All right. So, are there any other questions that you want to take before we?
Sharon's like, give us a sneak peek. No, you got to see it in its entirety. You know, that's the thing. It's about.
I mean, it's not that special.
I thought it was a fun fun observation. But then again, I'm also into certain.
Just hyping it up way too much, guys. Nothing.
I like the interesting sort of things that I just found in terms of signatures around. I'm one of those kind of traders. I go back into history, look at different things, check to see if there's something similar going on today.
Thoughts on Dixie creeping up? Go ahead and pull up Dixie for sure. That's something we can look at today.
What list is it on? It should be on this one, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, I just gotta find it. Mm-hmm.
Oh, just type Dixie. May have picked out of it.
Uh-oh, we're in the cloud. We are in the cloud.
Bullish TK cross too.
We're still, so initially when I had looked at Dixie, I was actually looking at those cloud levels and I'm just like, you know what? It's in there, but then as soon as Sean took a second look at it, and this is why, you should have other people around you looking at, charts that you too are looking at, maybe they have a different perspective. As soon as Sean mentioned the level of 94, and then I sort of, I traversed back in time just to look at how it's all reacted. 94 is pretty critical there.
Yeah.
So I like Sean's level of 94, and for as long as we're living underneath that 94 region, I think that, the dollar still has some way to go.
We're definitely flagging against it, and I think that we will eventually break it. The question is, do we come down to the bottom of so the range, guys, is 89 to 94, right? And I think this range is constantly, as we go through this decade, the dollar's going to be trading within a range each time. But temporarily, if we do break this range, whether it's now or later, we will see a move towards the upside, and that will coincide with the markets taking a pullback across, right? I'm talking about equities, etc.,
yeah.
right? So I don't think it's going to be something that lasts too long. I think it's going to be used as an opportunity to be buying the dip across assets, because I believe that we're going to be going through a inflationary decade generally. So people are going to be looking at each dip opportunity to be capitalizing on assets that can act as shells to protect against that inflation going into that decade, right? So a dollar squeeze over here, right, is essentially going to be, it's not going to last long because the world cannot allow it to last long, right? There's too much sovereign debt denominated in dollars, and the dollar getting too strong is going to squeeze a lot of the sovereign positions into very, very painful areas where the states is not going to be able to allow for that, right?
Yeah.
So it could happen, but it's going to be short-lived, in my opinion. Yeah. So yeah, Dixie is, as long as it's above 94, rather underneath 94, it's a non-factor. The fact that Bitcoin is doing so well while Dixie's flagging up against it makes me even more bullish on Bitcoin. But it's definitely worth keeping an eye on if we do get above it.
Agree. Sean's got a good understanding of the macroeconomic landscape right now. A very good understanding of it. Yeah,
Alright.
discussing if we should cover it today or save it for another session. Talking about I think we can save it for tomorrow. Right?
think
you wanna save it for tomorrow? Give it the time it needs.
I think we should because
I think I need W.
yeah.
Yeah, but Morley, I think that 94 region is going to be pretty clutch, and Sean's right. Even if it does break, it is going to be short-lived. There's going to be a lot of downward pressure on the dollar that will then come into play. They cannot afford the dollar getting too strong here.
Randy's asking for Cardano. Let's look at Cardano for Randy.
Ada.
We can go through all coins now to wrap up the video.
Monthly, weekly. Wait, sorry, I just want to check something on the monthly there. Do you have anything? Okay, no. It's a clean chart. Notice that. So even the monthly, it managed to hold that region of resistance, then now support, right? At around $1.76.
I like that. Like that. Monthly high low potentially being put in place there, guys, with this counter impulsive move. You're gonna like the 4-hour time frame. It is something really interesting all of the past couple of days, and yeah,
this is looking good too. If you're just looking at these two candlesticks right here, this is this is showing some strength, and we're still like midweek, right? And we've pretty much undone much of what happened last week. So this is strong.
I see how you're looking at it.
Strong price action. That's why when I'm saying, look at the candlesticks, break down the candlesticks for yourselves, because that too is printing a story for you, right? Don't look at it in just like a very binary sort of thing.
And volume. Look at the volume. I like how the volume is beginning to taper down too.
Yes.
Sellers are probably getting exhausted on this one.
Yeah. So
coming down onto monthly support with the volume tapering down like that.
It's interesting, eh? It's an interesting that monthly. I'm just like, wait a minute, what? How did I miss that? But okay, this is the weekly, and you said the 4-hour time.
The 4-hour time frame is doing something interesting. So look at the beautiful structure.
Oh wow.
It could have broken down, right? But it made a decision there. It broke up. That's the first time I've seen Cardano do something remotely interesting. Again, it's low time frames, so you don't get too excited. But where it's coming is important. It's coming on that monthly support that you mentioned.
Yeah. Notice how it got. Wow, this is was this true for all exchanges where it had this dip all the way down to $1.79 and got picked up, or is it just thing on Binance? Is it just something that happened on Binance?
I'm not sure. We can check FTX.
I want to check the measured move for this first. But this was like a very classic Adam and Eve like formation, right? This right here was the Adam, this right here was the Eve. This would take, I mean, we've pretty much met the measured move of this pattern, all the way up to $2.15. But yep, it's beginning to look interesting for sure.
If you switch up or rather turn on the dynamic as well, the daily I believe is coming somewhere around here. Yeah. We're about to reclaim the daily dynamic over here too, right? That reclaim is going to be another good sign. So the 4-hour breaking up its structure, right? And the daily dynamic being reclaimed. All of this is sitting in line with what we discussed yesterday. So yesterday we said we are not interested in Cardano. Okay, I want to start seeing the lower time frame start switching around. I want to start. So let's switch to the dashboard. And right over here we have the dashboard. So Cardano. So yesterday at the very least, Cardano was bearish on there we go. We just flipped into neutral on Cardano. So yesterday we were bearish on the 4-hour, bearish on the 12-hour, bearish on the daily, and bearish on the 2-day, right? And we were showing like massive profits by those short calls on Cardano on all the time frames, especially the high time frames. I was like, okay, I'm not interested in this because bearish on the high time frames. So I don't have high time frame trend support. And it's bearish on the lower time frames. So why would I be buying this as a trend trader, right? But now, if I were to get interested, I want to start seeing it switch bullish on the lower time frames, switch bullish on the 12-hour, bullish on the daily, and then I'll start getting interested. Well, we got the first step now today. Okay, we switched from bearish to neutral, not bullish yet, but bearish to neutral. Now we'll be looking for neutral. If we do get the long call over here, I'll be looking for the 12-hour to flip as well. It's still short. The 12-hour is still short. Then I'll be looking for the daily to switch. Okay, now by the time that happens, some of the move would have already transpired, right? But that's fine, guys, because you're paying for confidence. You're paying for that market giving you that confirmation, and you could hunt for the higher low. There will be a pullback. Remember, trends trade in putting in a high, right, and putting in a higher low, right? It pulls back to put a higher low, and you could be buying that. Your job is not to get in at the cheapest price possible. Your job is to move up with the market as a trend trader. So again, remember HOT, right? We saw that impulsive move, and we're seeing a pullback, and we're looking to be buyers there, right? So.
And it's okay. This is where you got to be price agnostic as well, right? It's what Sean said, you're paying for confidence. So think of it in those terms. Like, try to rephrase it in your mind to make it easier for yourselves.
Yeah.
But of course, always risk manage. Do not forget to always risk manage. This looks good. I think if it gets back up over the breakdown point, which comes in at around $2.11, that's going to be a super bullish picture for Cardano. It's basically a fake out breakdown, and then we basically move back up, and also break down into monthly support. We actually got picked up well before we even hit monthly support. I think it's looking good at that point. So look for Cardano to start living over $2.11.
Cool. So any requests, Sherwin and Ben? I do want to take a few requests from people who have been engaging with the chat, investor as well. Any requests? Let me know before we wrap up video, the stream.
Wow, I didn't know that. Solana just flipped ADA into top 5.
I told you it's gonna happen. Solana's gonna be like, it's gonna flip XRP. I mean, I don't know any of that really, but I wouldn't be too surprised if it does end up being on the top 3 with the way things are being played out.
Yeah. So yeah, any more requests before we wrap up this stream? VeChain, no, we just covered VeChain. We did it, so if you just rewind, you'll see the part where we cover VeChain. Dot. Okay, we'll do this, and then we'll wrap it up. Wrap it up. Dipesh was here actually in the beginning. He caught one of the other previous streams, and then it was just like, what? Okay, .USDT. Bullish Dipesh.
I like
it's Sky breakout.
As soon as it closes this weekly over here to like any dip into that zone over there, it's going to be a massive buy opportunity for me.
Yes. So we're looking at a cup and handle right here, and if we just go ahead and take the measure move up this cup and handle, where does that take us up to? That would take us all the way up to $69. That's gonna be the first and only target, honestly, that we have for you guys on DOT. How about now? Can you guys hear us now?
Is it better?
MATIC. Barely hear you.
How's it now?
Good. This too, guys. Breakout, right? We get up over, honestly, the next stop is the highs at $2.75 from where we're at right now to the next wick high. That's going to be a good 31%. We're going to take one more, make sure that it looks like a good chart. Your voice is still a bit soft.
That's weird. Give me a sec, Krisha. Our settings are up over here. I guess we'll just try to speak up. This is the end of the stream anyways.
Morley's is saying, Mango's becoming my music discovery.
That's awesome.
It's Sean's music.
I told you, it's my music. You guys don't want to listen to Krisha's music. Trust me.
I know people always ask me. They think that they can get the playlist from me, so they always PM me for Sean's playlist. I'm like, man, I don't know. Even I don't have access to that playlist.
Alright, so I think we can wrap up over here now. Ooh, have we not covered Luna? And Randy asked for Luna, so let's go ahead and
We did, but there it is.
yeah, so looking at this, Randy on Luna needs to break about this resistance line over here for me to get interested. $50 psychological as well as support and resistance right over here. So we have SNR resistance as well as psychological resistance. We have higher lows though. I like how it's grinding, you know, aggressively. This is going to, like, it's a bull market. Buying the consolidation leading into a squeeze like this wouldn't be the worst idea, to be honest. Look at that volume coming here too, Krisha. It's looking interesting. Great candle close over here, volume over here, resistance still. It's at resistance. So if you're buying, you need to say, okay, you know what? I'm looking for trend continuation. I'm looking for an impulsive move, and I'm okay buying against resistance because my thesis is that we're going to break this resistance. But you are essentially putting yourself into a position where price could come down like this, and you need to be okay with that before, well, you exit your position. You need to know, like, okay, am I exiting over here, or do I want to hold in case we come there as well? If you want to hold in case you come down over here, you can't position with a heavy position size, right? Because you need to be able to hold the position if it comes down over here, and you're exiting only somewhere around here if you do break towards the downside. So this is how you trade into resistance, guys. If you're looking for a trade like that, well, you adjust your position size.
I've been victim to that in the past, and I sort of had to learn it the hard way.
Yeah.
So and Sean knows.
Yeah.
More than anyone. He's like, what are you doing?
Because you buy resistance expecting the break, but then you sell into support. Buying to resistance expecting the break is fine as long as you're willing to hold into support.
Yeah.
When do you sell into support? It's when you're not comfortable with your position size, right? That's when people sell into support.
And then sometimes you feel like, okay, you're gonna be comfortable. You're trying to train yourself.
Yeah.
But when price gets down there, it's sort of it gets difficult because now the sudden thought is, what if it breaks? What if it breaks? Right? And then that's another thing that plagues you. So be very, very careful when you're position well. Use your risk management sheet for those of you in the seed program. Because that's what's going to really help you stay in positions like this and still sort of be safe.
Okay, so with that, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. I hope you guys enjoyed Krisha's first stream leading, right?
It's my second stream. Tell him it's my second stream leading.
No, on camera.
Okay, on camera this is.
It's different when you're on camera. You get flustered, you get nervous, right? But yeah. If you guys did enjoy the stream, let us know in the comments down below. So we know to do more of these, especially the duo streams. Hit the like button, and yeah.
We will see you tomorrow or whenever next tomorrow.
Remember, guys, do it the mango way, do it the easy way, do the stress-free way, because the money goes only so far. Time with your family is far, far more important. Time with your loved ones. So with that, stream.